Yo, what's up, guys? It's Hey Jensen. Today I'm going to go over my MagSorc Vengeance PvP build, but before we get into the details, I want to talk a bit about the event itself and honestly share some of my frustrations with it. I'll give Zoss credit where it's due. Cyrodiil's performance is actually way better during Vengeance. The lag has improved a ton, and that's awesome. But unfortunately, that's about the only good thing I've got to say about this event. The main talking points I want to talk about is how I believe that Vengeance kills min-maxing, which is your ability to scale your character to the best it can be. It caters to casuals. Zergs thrive, and top-tier PvP players and ball groups die. And skill expression is completely limited, which means theory crafting is very limited. And it's a casual fantasy versus competitive identity. I'm going to talk a little bit about those points. So the first thing is that min-maxing is dead in Vengeance. What I firmly believe is that Vengeance strips away the award for all the time and effort high-level PvPers spend optimizing their characters. And even if that means spending their time to create the meta build, it takes time to farm out the meta build, to farm out the mythics, or to theory craft something that you believe is going to work really well. No crafted gear advantages, no perfect setups. It's all flatlined. It makes all that min-maxing basically pointless during the event. So all that time spent that PvPers have spent building their character the best it can be, it really does not matter in Vengeance. And I think that's the biggest problem with Vengeance. It just caters too much towards the casuals, which that's my second point. Let's be real. This is just another move by Zoss to cater to the most casual player base. And casuals are loving it. You can, for the first time ever, you can go on Reddit and see people upvoting PvP threads. They're saying that this is the most fun they've had in PvP ever. Yeah, because you're not getting blown up by ball groups. You're not getting destroyed by bombers because you have less than 25k HP in Cyrodiil, or because you don't know how to build your character, actually have some armor. It's pretty pathetic. Casuals don't want to spend the time farming gear or theory crafting build. I heard somebody say that they're a busy father and they don't have time to go build out the most unique build or farm the sets they need to be competitive in PvP. Well, that's the whole point. Yeah, otherwise go and Zerg. That, Vengeance is just make the Zerging bigger. If you don't have time to farm the best gear, then go and sit in a 12, 24, 36 man group. But don't hurt those people who have spent the time becoming the best they can be in PvP. They just want to log in, jump into a Zerg, and get quick dopamine, and then hop off. And that's exactly what Vengeance did. It makes the game easier than it's ever been. I mean, if you disagree with that, you're not a serious PvPer. That's just a fact. Zergs thrive and ball groups die. One of the biggest problems is how the event punishes coordination. Ball groups, the small, high-skill teams that can take on Zergs with strategy and synergy, are practically neutered. They're completely gone. You see giant Zergs roaming Cyrodiil now, and they're not being blown up and killed. Instead, you just have a bunch of Zerglings spamming light attacks and spammables, and they're able to kill high-level PvP characters even after chasing one guy with like 30 people. It's ridiculous. You know, they're practically neutered completely. And that's a huge blow for competitive PvP, at least in my opinion. Skill expression is limited, so everything about Vengeance reduces the gap between skilled and unskilled players. So when we're talking about catering to casuals, we're talking about lowering the ceiling and raising the floor in PvP. So there's a very small difference between people who are very skilled at the game versus those who have very little skill at the game. And so, like I was saying, you can still be really good at PvP, and you can roll dodge and pop your potions on cooldown and heal and overall know how your abilities sync well together, and you're not just one of those bots spamming light attacks. And that may work really well for you still. But unfortunately, there's just not a really big difference anymore. The skill gap's been lowered. So while that might seem fair, in reality, it just kills the satisfaction of outplaying someone. There's no room for mastery when everyone is forced into playing the same boring mold. My final point before I get into the build is that it's a casual fantasy versus a competitive identity, which basically what I'm saying here is that Zoss is clearly prioritizing accessibility and short-term engagement over the long-term depth and identity of ESO PvP. Events like this trade away the soul of competitive Cyrodiil, and a lot of veteran players are noticing. Anyways, rant over. I just needed to get that off my chest. If you agree or disagree, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think. let's get right into the MagSorc build that I'm running for Vengeance, because even if I'm not thrilled with the event, I'm still here to dominate some of these pugs out here in Cyrodiil and show them how to play a proper MagSorc. With that being said, let's jump right into it. All right, so I am running, I should go over this real quick. Gear doesn't matter, but I'm running a lightning staff on the front bar and an ice staff on the back bar. The Mundus doesn't matter. So let's jump right into the skills. So front bar, I'm running Mage's Fury because this allows us to execute our enemies when they're low. Then I'm running Shock Touch because it's going to apply a dot. And then I'm going to run Force Shock as my spammable, Vigor as my heal on the front bar, and then Bolt Escape to get away from some of these zerglings or just to stun somebody. And then we got to talk about Overload. I mean, this is the most busted ability in Vengeance. This is the reason why Sorc is probably, in my opinion, up there with Nightblade, or if not the best in Vengeance campaign because of Overload. On the back bar, we're running Lightning Form, which is going to give us our major resolve buff as well as do damage to people around us. Also, Daedra Curse. You can combine this really well with Shocking Touch to do 2 different dots. And then, of course, this is going to burst after 6 seconds. And then you can spam and light attack weave while those 2 are doing damage. And then eventually you can start using Overload to kill the enemy. And then if they drop below 20% health, you spam them with your Mage's Fury to execute them. We're also running Weakness to Elements so that we get that major breach, reducing their physical and spell resistances by 6,000. Dark Exchange. This is a crazy good ability in Vengeance because a lot of people are struggling to sustain because there's not really any easy way to sustain, but MagSorc has a way to sustain because we have Dark Exchange. We can just trade our stamina for health and magicka. So it's a great ability to heal as well as get our magicka back. And then Vengeance Surge, I mean, this ability is insane. I've seen it heal for significantly more than what it's showing here. But I mean, I feel like every time I pop this heal, you can only pop it once every 6 seconds. But I mean, this thing is basically keeping me full at all times. And then I have Storm Atronach on the back bar. I don't know, I'll probably swap this out. I'm not really seeing much use for it. I might swap it out for Barrier just for the memes, or even Warhorn. I honestly don't know yet, but I'm not really using it. It's probably better just to literally have Overload on both bars. But anyways, that's what I'm running in Vengeance. Let's go ahead and check out some of these clips that I have.
Fogging glasses, I pen my reflections. Every line a mirror, life's imperfections. Streets baptize me in shadows and gleam. Reality sharp, but I'm holding a dream. Whispers in the breeze, city hums a hymn. Eyes wide shut, dreams living on a whim. Midnight murmur, soul caught in the mist. Every rhyme a plea, every bar a twist. Whispers in the breeze, city hums a hymn. Eyes wide shut, dreams living on a whim. Midnight murmur, soul caught in the mist. Every rhyme a plea, every bar a twist. Moonlight draped over cracked concrete. Every scar on the pavement tells tales deep. Soul searching, echoes bounce off the block. Lost time ticking, can't rewind the clock. Mellow beat, tap, heart dumping a tune. Stars paint secrets across a velvet monsoon. Hands to the sky, fingers trace constellations. Every rhyme a bridge to unknown destinations. With fog and glasses, I pen my reflections. Every line a mirror, life's imperfection. Streets baptize me in shadows and gleam. Reality sharp, but I'm holding a dream. Hit the pad, still in the saga. Street lights flicker, shadow plays a drama. Heart heavy, mind floating like a phantom. Chasing peace, but the night holding ransom. Whispers in the breeze, city hums a hymn. Eyes wide shut, dreams living on a whim. Midnight murmur, soul caught in the mist. Every rhyme a plea, every bar a twist. Moonlight draped over cracked concrete. Every scar on the pavement tells tales deep. Soul searching, echoes bounce off the block. Lost time ticking, can't rewind the clock. Mellow beat, tap, heart dumping a tune. Stars paint secrets across a velvet monsoon. Hands to the sky, fingers trace constellations. Every rhyme a bridge to unknown destinations. Whispers in the breeze, city hums a hymn. Eyes wide shut, dreams living on a whim. Midnight murmur, soul caught in the mist. Every rhyme a plea, every bar a twist. Breath fucking glass as I pen my reflections. Every line a mirror, life's imperfections. Streets baptize me in shadows and gleam. Reality sharp, but I'm holding a dream. Fucking glass as I pen my reflections. Every line a mirror, life's imperfections. Streets baptize me in shadows and gleam. Reality sharp, but I'm holding a dream. Yeah. Raindrops dancing, my flow be prancing. Breeze through the palms while the moon keeps glancing. Day old hoodie, my vibe so woody. Dreams in my pocket, feeling kinda goody. Lazy waves crashing, time slow like syrup. World keeps spinning, watch my soul stir up. Feet up, chillin', sun kiss my ambition. Life on a hammock, a soulful condition. Candlelight flickers, wax drips no quicker. Thoughts dissolve slow, mind frame like a river. Sip from the cosmos, wisdom in the ether. This rhythm be my confidant, don't need a preacher. Laughter in the echoes, the clock just forgets. Yesterday's worries melt, no regrets. Writing my story on the breeze, a canvas wide. Clouds overhead got me feeling sky high. Sipping serenity, my soul matures. Truth in the beat, it forever endures. Smoking on patience, destiny lures. Climbing higher while my melody cures. Lazy waves crashing, time slow like syrup. World keeps spinning, watch my soul stir up. Feet up, chillin', sun kiss my ambition. Life on a hammock, a soulful condition.